Hello Internet! Gino, aka That Pinguino, here again with another Baby Deep look. This time I'm going to be taking a look at Chrono Cross and its amazing soundtrack by Yasunori Mitsuda. So the reason why I wanted to single out the soundtrack of Chrono Cross for a little highlighting is that it stands out as being so unique when compared against a lot of the soundtracks of its contemporaries, games like the PS1 Final Fantasies, Metal Gear, StarCraft. These were games that were starting to come out around this time, and they were starting to move towards more orchestral themes, just go big, go huge with their sound. Some of the Final Fantasies get a little bit more melody and just a little bit more sparse, but this game really goes on an island, kind of light, airy, breezy feel for the most part. That's really unique and stands out even now. So I'm going to go ahead and let this village music vibe. Like, this game has a whole lot of woodwinds, a whole lot of flutes, stuff like steel drums, acoustic guitar. It feels almost like a lot of little teensy little bands maybe you might find at a bar somewhere on an island. It really feels like, it sounds like a vacation, which is something that games don't tend to aspire to. And another really cool thing about this game is, even though it's a sequel to Chrono Trigger, one of the most popular and, as far as audio goes, one of the most distinct games of the SNES era, Chrono Cross doesn't really lean into the soundtrack of Chrono Trigger. Other than this background music right here, gonna let it play for a little bit. Enjoy the steel drum version, rearrange of Chrono Trigger's main theme. Other than this song, it doesn't really lean into the Chrono Trigger history as much as you would think for a game that's a sequel. Even though Yasunori Mitsuda made both did a lot of the soundtrack of both games, Nobuo Uematsu contributed a little bit as well to Chrono Trigger, but it doesn't lean on nostalgia. Instead, it makes its own sound and carves its own little niche. Enjoy Fossil Valley music. Another cool thing that Chrono Cross does is, because the game deals with alternate realities, almost every level in this game has multiple versions of each song. So Lizard Rock has a homeworld version of its soundtrack, and it has another world version of its soundtrack. And so you end up with subtle variations on the same theme depending on which world you're in. And it's those little changes that I find really bring out the sense of place, both in the individual levels and in the two separate realities which you traverse. So like the Lizard Rock theme here is really upbeat and happy, even though it's the first dungeon in the game. Whereas the Another World version of Lizard Rock is not nearly as happy. It's a little bit off. And so by creating these two versions of the songs and creating this contrast, you get a sense of the home world being kind of a happy place where Surge is still alive, the world is relatively put together, and the Another World version is messed up. Something is wrong with that world. It feels a little bit colder, a little bit distant, whereas the home world is kind of a breezy island paradise. And so another reason why I felt I should show off this game is just its soundtrack is kind of hard to come by. Physical copies are over $100. Digital copies, there are no legal downloads that I know of, so you kind of have to either stream it or download it shadily. or listen to it on YouTube videos, but it's really a soundtrack that holds up even today. It's outstanding work, and you should really check it out. You should also play Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross also really good. So play the game, listen to the soundtrack. If you enjoyed this video, let me know, and if you didn't, let me know. That's good feedback as well. So till next time, peace.